Welcome back to the Stoic Core. Have you ever looked in the mirror after a relationship ended, or even right in the middle of one, and had that cold, sinking feeling? That terrifying, quiet question that bubbles up, who am I, really? Where did I go? Where did my goals, my energy, my very identity, disappear to? We are fed a story that love means giving everything. That it's about total sacrifice. But what if that story is a lie? What if the secret to a profound, unbreakable connection isn't about losing yourself, but about possessing yourself more completely than ever before? Today, we are not talking about cheap pickup lines or hacks to get someone's attention. We are talking about the code. The timeless principles from the ancient Stoics that separate the man from the boy in the confusing, chaotic world of modern love and relationships. This isn't about getting the woman. It's about becoming the man. A man who is grounded. A man who has a center. A man who cannot be easily broken. So, if you're ready to build that, stay with me. Because the last principle we're going to cover is the one that, if you ignore it, will make all your other efforts completely worthless. It all begins with your foundation. The inner citadel. The part of you that no one else gets to see, no one else gets to touch, unless you grant them a key. I see so many men, good men, make this first critical mistake. They meet someone new, someone who sparks that excitement, and in a rush of emotion, they just emotionally vomit. They lay out their entire past. Every scar, every failure, every dark thought, every challenge they've ever faced. They think this is vulnerability. They think this is building a connection. But it's not. It's a desperate plea for validation. Sharing is not the problem. Compulsive oversharing is. Friedrich Nietzsche warned that old ideas, old wounds, can come back to challenge us. When you reveal every detail of your past too soon, you aren't just sharing your story, you're handing someone a blueprint of your deepest vulnerabilities. You're showing them exactly where to press, exactly where to hurt you. Your past is your training ground. It's the fire that forged your resilience. It is not an audition piece for someone else's approval. Guard it. Keep it personal. Share only what is necessary, what has been earned. Your life story is yours, not a script for others to exploit or judge. But why? Why are we so quick to give ourselves away? It almost always stems from a deep, primal fear. A fear that echoes in an empty apartment. The fear of being alone. This fear is a terrible, terrible navigator. It is the single worst advisor you could ever have in your life. This fear is what makes you text back in 3 seconds when they took 3 hours. This fear is what makes you tolerate disrespect, ignore red flags, and stay in hollow relationships that are slowly draining the life from you. Aristotle said that knowing yourself is the beginning of all wisdom. You cannot possibly know yourself if you are terrified of your own company. You'll never hear your own voice if you're always desperate for someone else's. So listen to me. Being alone is a physical state. Loneliness is a mental one. They are not the same thing. You must learn to appreciate your own company. To enjoy your own thoughts. To master your solitude. When you do that, something magical happens. You start choosing partners from a place of want, not a place of need. And that, my friends, is the all-important difference between a king and a beggar. Once you become comfortable in your own skin, you suddenly realize what your most valuable asset truly is. It's not your job. It's not your car. It's not the money in your bank account. It's your time. The Stoic philosopher Seneca wrote one of my favorite lines, "It's not that our lives are short, but that we waste too much of it." Now, I want you to be brutally honest with yourself. How much of your precious, non-refundable time did you waste this week? How many hours did you spend staring at a screen, waiting for a reply, your mood hanging on the whim of typing? How many evenings did you throw into a void, overly focusing on someone who, if you're honest, may not even be thinking about you? That time is gone. You will never get it back. You must reclaim your time. It belongs to you. It is the currency of your life. Don't squander it on someone who doesn't appreciate its value. Stop right now. Ask yourself, does this person, does this activity, deserve my time? If the answer is no, you have to find the courage to take it back. Because that time is the fuel for the most important thing you have, your path. Your mission. Your purpose. This is where I see a story that breaks my heart, and I see it all the time. A man is on his path. He's building his body in the gym. He's building his mind with books. He's building his future with his career or his business. He has a fire in his eyes. Then, he meets someone. And slowly, almost without him noticing, the fire starts to dim. He skips a gym session because she wants to chill. He puts his project on the back burner because she needs him. He starts to change, sanding down his own edges to fit into her life. Seneca wisely remarked that trying to be in too many places means you're really nowhere. Trying to change your entire life just to match someone else's is like trying to wear shoes that are 2 sizes too small. It's painful. It's unnecessary. And it will cripple you. With every step you take away from your own path, you lose sight of your own goals. Do not compromise your journey. Embrace your uniqueness. Be proud of the life you are building. A high-value partner, a person truly worthy of you, will not demand you leave your path. They will be inspired by it. They will want to walk their own path right beside you. This dedication to your path, this fierce respect for your time. It all ties back to one non-negotiable asset. Your mental health. Your peace. Let me be as clear as I can possibly be. Hurting your mental health for someone else is like setting your own house on fire just to keep them warm. It is senseless. It is self-destructive. It is martyrdom without a cause. Your mental health, your happiness, your inner peace. This is not a commodity to be traded for affection. It is not a bargaining chip. If someone's presence in your life consistently brings more chaos than calm, more anxiety than peace, you have a duty to yourself to protect your mind. Reclaim control. Strengthen your mental toughness. Your joy is not for sale. Your happiness is a non-negotiable aspect of your well-being. Guard it fiercely. And the number one way to guard your mental health? It's to be true to yourself. It's to stop the disease to please. It's to stop saying yes when your entire soul is screaming no. Albert Camus spoke of this. Saying yes to things you dislike, agreeing with things you don't believe in. It's like putting on a suffocating mask. And that mask gets heavier and heavier, until you forget what your own face looks like. Learn to say no. It is a complete sentence. No, I can't make it tonight, I have to work on my project. No, I'm not comfortable with that. No, that's not what I believe. You are the main character in your life story. You are the hero. Stop acting like a side character in someone else's narrative. Be real. Be honest. Be authentic. When you're not authentic, when your mental health is shaky, and when you fear being alone, you become vulnerable. You become vulnerable to the single most common, and most destructive, mistake I see men make. I'm talking about obsessive devotion. Fixation. This is when she stops being a person you're getting to know and becomes an idea. She becomes the prize. She becomes the sun, and you become a cold, dark satellite, caught in her gravity, endlessly circling. Your dreams, your friends, your uniqueness. It all just fades away. You start living by her rules, waiting for her approval. Marcus Aurelius warned against this. Being overly obsessed with someone disrupts your balance. It blinds you to your own worth. You become a shadow. This obsession is the fast track to misery. It is the death of the self. But this obsession, this fixation, it makes you commit an even greater, more tragic betrayal. A betrayal of the people who were there long before she was. In talking about your friends, your family, the people who form the real support system of your life. Plato had an analogy that people are like soil, they can either help you grow or impede your growth and stunt you. How many of us have seen it? A friend gets a new partner, and he just vanishes. He ghosts the friends who had his back. He ignores his family. He pushes away the solid, unconditional support network he spent years building. All for the temporary validation and approval of one new person. This is a catastrophic error in judgment. Those friends, that family, they are your base. They are your anchors in a storm. They are the ones who will be there when, and if, this new relationship fails. Do not risk breaking down that support network. Reconnect with them. Value those who have been instrumental in your growth. This brings us to the final, most important principle. The one I promised you. We've talked about guarding your past, owning your time, being true to yourself, and prioritizing your foundation. But why? What is the point of all this self-possession? The point is to build a life, and a self, that you genuinely admire. The final, fatal thing a smart man must not do is forget to admire himself. He must not outsource his self-worth. We get so caught up in the chase, so desperate to be chosen, so focused on her admiration, that we forget to celebrate our own successes. Epictetus taught that we should not just seek admiration from others, but that we must admire ourselves. Every step forward on your path, no matter how small, is a victory. Every time you choose the gym over the couch, that's a victory. Every time you say no to something that violates your principles, that's a victory. Every time you spend an hour learning a new skill instead of waiting for a text, that is a victory worth celebrating. This is how you build real, unshakable self-confidence. It's not from her telling you you're great. It's from you knowing you're great because you showed up for yourself. This is the ultimate goal. To forge a Stoic core so strong, so authentic, so rooted in your own purpose, that your happiness is no longer dependent on any one person's "I love you" or "I'm proud of you." Your happiness becomes a byproduct of your mission. The world will test you. Relationships will challenge you. That is a guarantee. But these principles, this is the wisdom that stands the test of time. This is how you navigate the storm. This isn't about being cold. It's not about being emotionless. It's about being in control. It's about being the mountain, unmoved by the wind, unshaken by the weather. It's about forging connections that are rooted in mutual understanding, deep respect, and shared growth. Not in dependency and fear. If this resonated with you today, if you feel that fire building back up in your chest, then join us. Hit that subscribe button and become part of the Stoic core. We are a community of men and women who are done being side characters. Leave a comment below right now with one thing you are going to stop doing, starting today. Claim it. Make it real. Until next time, stay wise. Stay stoic. And continue your journey to a life of purpose and tranquility.